So now let us go back to our settings and say, okay, we have email, we have SMTP, we have contact form like we have shown us the other time. So now let us, for fast this thing, let us put on everything. Let us put on everything, and I know you will love everything that is there. So aside from the debugging, so let me say save settings. But before then, let us come to our admin network, and let me put on one particular stuff. So you see, content ordering and edit admin menu. That too, this okay. Now let me just save them, and you will see now content on ordering. Now under pages you see reorder. Other posts you are going to see reorder too. That is, if you click on it, you can reorder your pages. You get and your posts. And if you come to that's under post, and if you come to other pages, if you click on reorder, see I can bring privacy, and once it's saved, that one is done. I want to re-edit. I want to re-edit all this admin menu. So this is the menu editor. That is the admin menu. So all you need to do is just you can rearrange all these settings. I mean all these admin menu by yourself. Like you can change icon, you can change the name, you can do anything or wherever you like. So now that one is there, and well, one of the big flaws of this thing is our code snippets. I know we have another code snippets and plugin, but the purpose of this particular plugin is to have one plugin that can do everything that you need without giving you any stress, and which is secured and can save you a lot of X and edit. So now here you can new snippets. Click on it, bring it back to this page, and then you can export as this as code. You can export, you can import, and one of the beautiful part of it is if you have a code snippet plugin on your website, and you install this particular plugin, it will not contradict and it will not affect each other. The only thing is, if you click on add plugin or show plugins, it will show you the list of plugins, or maybe take for instance you've used different kind of code snippet and plugins. You're going to see them here. If you, despite the fact that you've uninstalled them, you will install them from your system, from your website, you are still going to see them here. And here you can preview those codes. Now, before we even get to this page, you realize that we said we dictate other snippets and plugin on your site, and you can import the snippet here. So here we have an active, that is green button is active and gray is inactive. Then red is duplicate or already existing code, and where you have a save is telling you that okay, yes, the code is safe for you to bring into this place. Now we have a gray, and we have this one page category that is green. That is if this particular code is active on another plugin. So you get so, and if you want to view the code, you can view the code. So this is telling you that okay, everything is saved, but this one is unsafe. That is, it's telling you that okay, yes, this particular this is saved. Though we are still working on it. Like this particular code is correct, but for it to be saved on this particular this thing, we are still working on some things like that. So this one is telling you that okay, yes, okay. Now we have two problems here. It's telling you that it is not safe because it is a duplicate code. It is what? It's a duplicate code. It's having two errors. Now duplicate, that is, we have this particular code on our code snippet, and that is already existed on OPAX with ID number 18, and syntax error do not include. That is, it's telling us that there is a syntax error that is not included on in syntax error in short. So if you want to select, or you can select or and import this thing, and if you import, you are going to see it here with inactive. It's going to become an inactive. Okay, take for instance, let us do something. Let us say okay, let me click on this one and say okay, import. Now it's importing. So imported one snippet from code snippet. Okay, do you get so once it's finished loading, we are going to see it here. Do you see? So make uploaded and find name lowercase from code snippet. You can see. So now if you want to by default it will not be activated. You can activate or deactivate depending on what you want. So but we are not activating this one. So now we have templates which we can use, which users can use or admin can use. It depends. So these are just leads that we can do and add to display. So in case you need, then you can just go through them by the categories, so you can hide them. And this is our code. The difference between our code and every other code is because more features are still coming to this place. We still want to add trash box where your code that you mistakenly deleted will be will not be deleted immediately, but it's going to be added to your trash can, and which you can recover or you can delete permanently. So here you can add your name, add the name of the snippet, your description, the code, and the category, the tag, the language. If you check some other plugins, you realize that you only have access to PHP and HTML. Your CSS and JavaScript are pro, but here everything is available for you, and you can run once, you can run everywhere, you can run front end, and can run on all pages. And if I say on JavaScript, it will ask me where do I want to put it? Is it on the footer, the header, or the body? So if it is PHP, it's going to be on the footer, inserted to the footer by default, and that's where all plugins and all PHP this thing starts there. So you can decide to run once, and you can decide to activate. That is, if you put the code, if you put your code in, and you are going to activate, and I click on add snippets. So once you click on add snippet, if your code is okay, if your code is not saved, it will not be saved. Okay, now let us click on. Let me give us a sample of what I'm talking about. Now let me bring. Now let me show us a sample of. Let me just say date, and let me put a description to be date also. This one, let me say date, and the tag also should be date. So depending on everything is PHP. But if I click on this one and say, by default this code is correct, but because we are still working on the code snippet to allow this PHP tag to because here it's telling us that we can that all the code that we want to use here must not have a PHP tag. So this one has PHP tag, so it's not going to save. So if I click on activate and click on add snippets, it's going to tell us that there is an error. Do you get duplicate name and could not save but not activate because it has it's telling us a lot of things. Do you get? So it cannot be saved. And okay, yes, it's a duplicate code. Okay, we have it here before. So now if I want to force the code to work, it will never work. Do you get? It will never work. And here the sweet part of this particular code snippet is if you have okay, now hide WordPress version. We've done this under footer. Do you guys? We click hide WordPress version. So it's going to tell us that okay, yes, we have it here. Okay, now it's even telling okay, now you can see duplicates. Same name as duplicates on item number 9 and item number 12, and this one is telling us the same thing. Do you guys? If I over it, the same function, the same thing. And we have another thing. We have our search here. This search you can use. You can even type. if I paste the code, you're going to see it here. That's one sweet part of this particular search bar. You can search by code, search by name, search by tag, by page, by anything. It's going to display. To our dashboard, you are going to see code snippet. This is the code snippet. So, and the ones that are having issues, you see we have them here. So if I click on, it's telling us that I cannot activate this plugin because it contains syntax error, so it cannot be done. But the ones that can be used, you are going to see it here. So let us go back to our code snippets. This is how the table is going to look like, and it is very, very mobile responsive. The plugin, all pages are mobile responsive. Do you see? So this is how it's going to look like, not the normal WordPress pattern of table. So it's going to look like this. So like I've said, the plugin is still undergoing a lot of trying and a lot of debugging, a lot of fixing, but this is how it looks like, and we still want to add so many things to it. No, it is just small features just to help us this thing. So another thing that I want to show us is this login redesign. Now login redesign is, you can see we have our login redesign. That is, now a very sweet part of it is you can make it one column, you can make it single column. Now let's view our login redesign page. So this is how it's going to look like. Now we have our security here. We are still coming back to display. So you can decide to make it full width, and you can decide to make it central. Do you guys? You can design this particular thing yourself. Now, as we are doing it, you are going to be seeing the preview here. Now, if I say single column, you are going to see it here. If I say double column, you are going to see it here. So, and if you don't enable this particular button, it will not show at the login page. So here you can use any image, or you can upload, that is any image link from this thing, or you can upload this. But just be careful about the link you're going to put here, and make sure it's not a link that's going to corrupt your website totally. So you can upload. Best way, just click here, upload from your website, and then put it. Then you can increase the size, the logo size. You can increase it here. If you can you see, so you can increase. Instead of that, you can decide to say, okay, you want to use gradient color for this particular site, and then you can say you want to bring it to the left or to the right, and you can say, okay, yes, you want to change the background color to white. I mean, the overlay. You get it? So you can increase the opacity. But yeah, let us take it back to black. So the image you are seeing at the background, this is it, but you can decide to use gradient color. So I can decide to say, okay, yes, this is the color I want to use, or well, if I uncheck that, I can set it the way I want to. Then I can write it by default. It's going to be like this. Welcome back to. So you can put the name, any name you want to put here. There. Then your text color. Maybe I want to change the text color to this color. You are going to see. But let's just leave it as white. Then if you want to, this one, that is full width. Do you get? It's going to occupy the whole page. Well, me, I love it to be central. So your phone background, you can decide to say, you see this side, the left hand side here. If I use gradient color, that is that's one. Then I can use, do you guess, or I can use any kind of color for it, depending. I don't mind. So, but if I don't use gradient color, it's going to take this particular color. Well, here I want to use gradient color. So let me just use white like this. Then we can, the form border radius, as we are doing it, you can see from the edges. Then if you want to do great, so depending on the kind of thing that you want, then border radius of those form inputs, you see. So you can decide, and you can, the border colors, you can set it to, that is inside. You're going to see, if I say, okay, let me should use red so that you can see what I'm saying. So that one, I can decide to say, okay, yes, I want to use to match the color. So then the button, let me change the button color to something like this, and it has a button with button. Okay, it has over. Let me say my over should be something deeper. Then I want to border color. Let me still use this. So I can decide to, okay, do you get, so like that. Then the link, all this register and this thing, the link color should be then link over. So I can decide to say, okay, the link color, let me use white. The over should be, let me say this. So this one, I can hide the back button like that. As I'm hiding, I'm showing, I'm hiding, I'm showing. So once I save settings, so let us go back to this page to refresh our page, or you can actually do that from here, view login page. So this is it. Do you get? So this, remember me, we are still working on, we are not done yet, and we want to take this remember me out. That is, this one will be completely full, and we are still going to rearrange this one. But for now, this is what we have, and it is very, very fantastic and fantabulous. So you can come here to do any kind of thing the way you want your, instead of that normal, instead of this particular this normal WordPress, and this, even the single one self, if I say, okay, yes, if I click on save settings, you are still going to have something like this, and you can readjust. Let me say, okay, link over, let me use color red or something dark. Let me save settings, and let me come to this place and refresh that. So you can decide to can you see? Now you can use this one, and it is very, very cool and okay. You get very, very cool and okay. So you can decide to use any kind of thing that you want to use. So that is for login redesign. So now I know you must have been checking out, okay, yes, we have this particular listing, which is called we have it under spam protection, and that's our spam protection. We have a lot of things there where we add we have our general, where, okay, we have our Cloudflare. For those people that are using Cloudflare as their protection, we have a matte recapture. What you are seeing here is matte recapture. It's an old recapture security module, and it is still working now, and it is one of the best, and it's because bots cannot just override it. Do you get? So you have a recapture 2, recapture 3, and you could want to use all this recapture on your comments. You can use it on your contact form 7. You can use it on WordPress login. You can use it on WooCommerce and on WooCommerce and Tutor Elements. We are still working on it. So for now, if you want to use your capture, you can use WooCommerce and Tutor Elements Pro. But for now, the subsequent ones that is going to come, updated version of this particular plugin, you are going to see this particular listing where you can use it on Tutor LMS. So now, if you this by default, all this one by default only port will be on. Only port is just in case all these ones fail, you can save them. But in case your recaptcha do not work on all these things, on all these places, you will have to come to universal protection. That is, this one will force the recaptcha or the security listing on all the forms that you've clicked. Do you get? So now we have Turnstile, that is Cloudflare Turnstile. You can put your site key and security key here. Match recaptcha, you can save. You can decide to use easy, medium, or hard. So the hard, you can decide to use addition, subtraction, multiplication. But if you take everything, it's going to be reshuffling them together. And if you want to use recaptcha, you are going to put. If you want to use recaptcha 2, you are going to use your site key and your security key. But if you want to use recaptcha 3, you have to put your site key, your security key, and you set your default and score threshold here. So then you click on save changes. So once you save your changes, you are good to go. Now, one of our big flex again is where we have our SMTP and our fast emailer. Now, this emailer, that is email. Sending of email, I know it is one of the most difficult things to get, because by default WordPress do not have it. And if you want to use email plugin, they will, before you get some functions done, before you can use some this thing, you will be asked for a lot of money and the likes like that. So we have this particular option which you can put your, let's say welcome, and you are going to put your any kind of thing that you put here. You can preview your email here. You can preview your email here. So this is how the email is going to look like. Do you get? So you can check for desktop and mobile. Don't worry, the mobile is still coming. We are still working on it to get it more better. So now you can use available placeholder, and you can select rows that you want to send your emails to, and you can actually send it to any kind of users by using user ID or ranges that is from post. So these are the examples of how you can use it. Here you can search by anything. You can search by name, by username, serial number, first number, by any kind of this thing you can use to search for. And here you can set your page, user page. So, and here we have what we call queue schedule. You see this schedule? This schedule works with our queue system. So by default, this queue system is not going to be available except you want to use it on your own, because there are a lot of things that are attached to it. But if you are using normal SMTP, you are not going to see queue system. So I'm just showing us because this one is going to be here, and you don't really need it except you want to send bulk email. So that is when you will have 20 per hour, 30 per hour, 40 per hour, and a maximum of 50 per hour. So here, your email you can decide to send to yourself first, and you're going to see it, or you can save as draft. You're going to see it as draft here. Do you get? You can edit, you can send again, you can delete, and you can preview email like I've shown us the other time. So our queue system, which let me just show us what we have here for now, but it is not going to be part of the normal email. It's going to be another module which you are going to use at your own risk, because WordPress does not allow queuing system. So it is something that is going to be taken out. But due to the fact that we are working on it, I'm just showing us what we have here on our email. So we have you are going to see your pending batches. If you are sending 500 emails, it's going to send, for instance, what you set. Like here, if you set 40 to be set per hour, do you get? Then if you activate the queue module, if you activate it, though for now we've not turned it to module, we are still working on it before we turn it to module. So if you toggle the queue module on, it's going to display here. And once you turn it on, automatically this particular section will work. Though by default it's going to be here, but it's going to be useless. We are still thinking of maybe taking it out of this leave, but I think it is okay. It is okay here to leave it, but it's going to be useless until you have a queue system that you want to use. So, or a schedule, but we are not using schedule, we are using queue system. So if you use, take for example, you use 40 per hour, then if you come to queue system, your first 40 will go, and the subsequent ones you are going to see the batches here, the email remaining and the completed ones that you are going to see them. It's going to show you the number of these things that you set, maybe per hour, or the ones that you want to set. So like if you are using cron jobs, it's going to be 5 minutes. So now here you are going to see the server recommended. It's going to tell you that, okay, importance of for large batch, at least 500 plus emails. So this one is going to use WordPress Heartbeat. No, WordPress Heartbeat is just like, if you wanted to send without any stress, then automatically your system will be on, then your dashboard needs to be on. That is the Heartbeat. Then if you want to use system and you want to use cPanel, then you have to copy this particular cron jobs and this thing, then you go to your cPanel, you go and set it on your cPanel. So I think for those, I don't want to go to cPanel now, but if you go to your cPanel, on the search bar, just type cPanel, just type on cron jobs, you are going to see it there. So you are going to see this option. The very first thing you are going to see this particular option, then followed by your other options that you want to put, then like that. So we have a cPanel, then we have, for those that are using VPS, a dedicated server, if we are going to use this. Then for those that maybe your hosting will not supply, not allow you, then you can use Easy Chrome. Easy Chrome, but this is going to be your URL that you are going to put for you to generate your this thing. This is your key. You're going to put it there. It's going to save it. And once it's saved, it, then it will connect the two together. So now to test your Chrome, for you to have this particular thing, then automatically your Chrome setup is is working on that your particular website. If it's not working, you are not going to see this green tick. So if you have sent any bug, this thing is going to be able. This particular function is not going to be available except you want to use it as your own risk. So you're going to see your history, emails that you send, you're going to see your history here. And for your emails, you can now come here. This is another big flex. You get this is another big flex. So you are going to see that you have your modern modern templates, classic, and you have your minimal, you have your classic, and you have your modern. So don't worry about that one will still. So here I can decide to say I want to change my header color, so it is a gradient. So I can, so just like that, I can set anything, any kind of color, and the color, the text I can change, the typography I can change that, and this logo I can, this logo, you can upload your logo and you can increase the size. You can change, you can, okay, this is a company which is Ufa Shop. So you have your company name, you are going to see it here. Then you have your tagline, you are going to see it here. So you have the name, so that is the name that's going to bring out this. Then reply to any name that you want it to, any mail that you want it to reply to. So it's going to be here. So you can add anyone that you want to add. So you're going to these are social links. You can apply this to every WordPress notification on this one. But WooCommerce emails is still there, but we've not worked on that. It's just an option. So it will, even if you use this, it will not work for now because we don't want to complicate issues. So I'm still working on that. So that is that about the email. And you can see the email is lovely. You can send a test and you can reset everything. You can save your, once you save your changes, and if you send the test and you get the email, automatically everything is set. So this is it. So for now, so after that, let us come to our SMTP. SMTP is the means whereby email that allows this, or a channel that allows this, your email to send to the users or to the persons that you want to send your emails to. So this is the SMTP. You have if it is connected, you have it in the server, I mean the provider, and the from here. Now we have our email log to be here. You can come here to preview the email that you the emails that you've sent. You can preview them, and you can also have you can resend here. That is, let me show us the ones that do not. So like here, you can now resend, and this one. So that's it. So let us come to settings. So by default, if you install this plugin, the other time I said, as we are installing the plugin, we said during the welcome this, it was asking us maybe we have any plugin, SMTP plugin. It will fetch those information, and that is what it's going to use. I don't mean we have other plugin that has SMTP to fetch everything, and if you import, it's going to use. If we are using Zoo, we are using any kind of this, it will import everything and put it here. So, but since we are not using anything, by default is going to be our PHP mailer. So, and that is what we have here, PHP mailer. So, we are going to see it is going to be correct, active. So, if it is not active, you are going to see inactive, and you are going to see your start and the recent email that you sent. You are going to see it here. Then you are going to see the start and the rest stuff. So, coming to our settings, we have PHP. So, PHP does not ask you for anything. It only asks you for your where you from. That is, the email is coming from email, then from name. So you can set it here. You can set this particular one, and you can set it in your email You get, so it's going to, so if you want to check maybe everything is connected, you are going to click on this and send test email. It will check your connections, and once your connection is correct, you're going to see a green thing like this, and that is test email sent successfully. So check your, this one is going to send to you. So, and another thing, so you can save your SMTP settings and this thing. And another thing is for you to check, you can check your DNS record. This is one of the best plugins that you can ever come across. Now, if I say this one, if I say check my DNS record, that is the server that I'm using, well, because we have, and this one you can also use it. You can use this particular option to check any kind of website DNS. It's going to work for you. So now you're going to see that your MX record is correct, it's valid. Your DMARC, your DKM, your DKIM, your SPF is telling us that okay, yes, it's valuable. Now, instead of using this particular distance, that we should use something strong, that is iPhone or like this. That is, that one is strong. So that's just distance. So it's going to give us you are going to see your score here, 100/100. Good. Your email authentication is well configured. So if you see this particular one automatically, then you are safe. So once you send your test and you see the email, it means you are good. So if you want to use other SMTP, you can click here, click other SMTP, click on custom, click on this button, click on this drop down. Then you can pick any options that you want. You can use Zoho, you can use Gmail, you can use Send Email Clone, Outlook, Brevo, Amazon, and you can use a custom SMTP. So for those that want to use custom SMTP, you can even use custom SMTP for all these ones. Do you get? You can use custom SMTP for all of them, but just use the one that you are using. Yours, like if you are using a shared hosting and you want to use, you don't want to use PHP, you can use custom. It's going to be custom SMTP. So you are going to use, okay, you see, because of I choose SMTP. So if I use Gmail, it's going to be by default. It's going to put your hosting here. If I use Mailgun, you're going to see it here. If I use Outlook, I'm going to see everything here. So you don't need to bother yourself about this thing except. But if you're using custom SMTP, you're going to put your this thing here, your SMTP host, your SMTP ports, encrypted, and every other stuff like that, and your password, the email to, and everything. Then you're going to save everything. Once you save, you're going to immediately, as everything is coming, you're going to see your your email. Everything will be coming in, and it's going to go directly without any stress. And if you want to preview the email you've sent, this is how it's going to look like. Okay, this is our template before. This is our initial template now, and we are still working on that email to make sure that you can customize your own template by yourself. Well, that is going to be a future template and a future upgrade. So that's everything that we have. Then we have a lot of things on this thing, on the plugin. Like we talked about who is admin, custom page, admin footer. Now redirects. Now we have redirection. Now instead of you using another plugin for redirection, you can use redirection here. Do you get? You can use the redirection and you can export all the redirection here, and it's going to accept it. Do you get? So I've been to the notification channel. Our notification channel, we are still working on some things on the notification channel. For now, our notification channel is WhatsApp and Google Sheets, but we've removed Google Sheets and we want to use SMS. So we are still working on it, and even if the plugin is out and this thing, we are still going to deactivate this particular option. But I'm just showing us to tell us what we are doing or how far we've gone so far. So yeah, you can use any kind of option. We have a Telemeter, WhatsApp, Twilio, and this thing to get your WhatsApp connected, and you can use it for notify when a new user is registered, like that. Notify me when other. You can use it for WooCommerce and even stuff like that. And you can save settings. You can test your connection. You can get, if you want to get your Temi, you can click here and it will take you to Temi website. So for you to go and get your API. You get, so that is that. Then the next one is SMSs. The next one that we want to input here. We use Google Sheets and we just decide to take it out completely, and some other stuff. There are other functions that we've taken out completely. So that's our notification. There's spam protection we've talked about, and then social login. I think we've talked about our social login, where you can use your Google and Facebook. That is, social login now. If you enable social login, you have to save it. Then you can click if it's a icon and test, icon only, and then anybody that are registered, what role should they be administered to? Is this so by default the subscriber? So after the login, what do you want them to do? I mean, after the business, what page do you want them to log into? That is, you redirect them. But if you don't want any this thing, just leave it like that and you save. So once you save it here, then you come you come here to put your client ID, your secret ID for this thing, for your Google Sheet. Then this is your callback URL. So for you, because if you are setting your Google login, you are going to, it's going to ask you for the site that you want to use it, and you're going to use, this is your callback. So you have to put this link. So for your Facebook, you have your callback also to be this. So you once you put to make sure you enable it and then you save. Login redirects, redesign, we've done that. So far so good. That is that. Then we have another one, the last option here, which is contact form. Now, contact form is one of the sweet part of WordPress, where if you are building a website, you have to have a contact form. You need to have a contact form, and which you are going to put on your contact form page, on your contact image. So here you can copy these. These are the ones that we have here. So well, let us click on add new. So if for instance we want to say new, this you can say, let me say new form. You can add a description and make it active. If you don't open this one, you are not going to get it. So here, text input, you can put any, let me say add. You can make it full, you can make it half. You can make it so you put your first name, you can put anything on this. So as you are doing this, you click on preview, you are going to see it here. Do you get? So if I say half, if I click on preview, you are going to see. So, and if you want to make it a required, and if you want to duplicate, you can duplicate, and if you see. So, and if you want to, for example, you want to input anything, you can change it to text, email, phone number, text area, drop down, select any kind of stuff that you want to use. And you can also, all these ones, you can change them. If I say email, you're going to see email here. You're going to see them. So you're going to see everything. So if you want to design anything, you can just design it, and your success message. Okay, what's going to happen? So you can delete. As if you want to remove. So you want to remove. So what's going to happen to your send button? Thank you. If you want to redirect them to another page or to another place after submission, there's an option that you can put this thing here. You can put the URL here, then send message. Like if I click on this preview, you see send message. I'm going to see this is a message. Thank you for message be sent. So, but it's not going to be submitted. It's just a demo. So if you want to send WhatsApp notification to admin, you can use. You want to use Google Sheet, like I said the other time. So we've taken it out and we are still going to replace this one with SMS. So you can form field, you can design it to your own tastes. Everything is here. So tone style, by default we had a forceful tone style to this particular one, but we are going to change this spam protection to make it not okay. Spam protection, okay. The one we have here is tone style that we've connected. So now we are going to enable this particular one to make sure that we have you can use every other anything like math, like Google spam and Google reCAPTCHA and the likes. But when we started, we use Cloudflare so that you can so that it will be secure, that bots will not be submitting your contact forms like that. So that is this. So once you save, you are going to get a short code here. So this short code is what we are going to embed in your on your page. So if you check, you are going to realize that the form itself has this is how it's going to look like. So you don't need to, if you are creating a 2-column, one column you write something, the other column you don't need to add any container. You don't need to pause. We'll design the whole box for you. You can even change the border radius, you can change the color, you can change everything. You don't need to add this thing. It has a box size and a box shadow. So once you put the embedded code, everything is set. So the submission, you are going to see your submission, the forms that are being submitted. You're going to see them here, and you can view. Look, we're still working on it. You see your body and you are like that. There's no message for now. Okay, it's just a test when we're testing. So that is that about this plugin. We have a lot of things, and I hope you will love the plugin once we roll it out. Thank you.